So, Mr. Ledesma, siguro as PhilHealth, um, can you guarantee that the 2025, the participation of PhilHealth in medical expenses, especially in hospital expenses, will considerably improve, as envisioned in the Universal Healthcare Act?
Thank you very much, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Yes, I can, and I'm sure I speak in behalf of the 10,000 PhilHealth employees. We can guarantee and assure you that the benefit packages and will improve substantially, and the out-of-pocket expenses of the Filipino people will be drastically reduced. Thank you very much
Pero
po.
bakit nga po, yung pong concern ni Senator Bongo, no, bakit yung participation natin, bakit yung case rates, bakit medyo matagal bago natin i-adjust? Kasi nga, nakakalungkot, yung binanggit ni Senator Bongo, milyon yung ano, tapos ganito lang.
Yung, pati yung buntis na,
Opo.
na pulis, mag-asawa, lugi pa siya sa kanilang nilabas na contribution. Pero unang babalikan lang kita, ah, President Ledesma. Nung July 30, isa to sa ating pinag-usapan. At naniniwala ka ba na kung na-implementa mo na itong mga increases, expand benefit packages, increase case rates, nung napaaga po ang inyong pag-implement dito, kesa last few days nyo lang po na-implementa, naniniwala ka ba na hindi kayo magkakaroon ng excess funds at hindi kukunin ng National Treasury? Kung napaaga yung decision mo to increase case rates, expand benefit packages, hindi ba tayo abot sa puntong ganito na ipinabalik sa inyo yung inyong excess funds na zero po kayo sa inyong budget for 2025 dahil na-discover yung reserve fund? Kung minadali mo noon, inagahan ninyo ang implementation ninyo.
Thank you for your question, Mr. Chair.
Pakisagot lang, yes or no lang muna.
Actually,
Kung
Mr.
napaaga yung implementation nyo ng increasing case rates, na-expand yung benefit packages, nakinabang yung mga pasyente nating mga mahirap, hindi tayo abot sa puntong mawawalis yung inyong excess funds. Yes or no?
Mr. Chair,
Yes or no lang muna. Tingin mo na.
I was going to ask Mr. Chair, with your permission.
Huwag mo akong tanongin. Ikaw
Wait.
tinatanong ko. Yes or no? Kung napaaga yung implementation nyo sa ginawa ninyo kahapon o ng karang araw, hindi ba tayo aabot sa puntong magkakaroon ng pagwawalis ng excess funds? Yun lang naman. Sa tingin, kung napaaga.
I was thinking, Mr. Chair, maybe it would be our finance guy will be able to answer the question better.
Yun kasi ang problema doon. Kung napaaga ninyong na-increase yung case rates ninyo, na-expand ninyo yung benefit packages ninyo, yung mga commitment ninyo na ngayon nyo pa nagkakandara pa kayo, ilang buhay kaya ang nasave na salbar niyan, ilang Pilipino po ang nakinabang dyan ng mga mahirap. Hindi sana kayo magkakaroon ng excess funds. Hindi nyo kasi pinansin noon eh. Ngayon lang kayo nagkakandara pa dahil naging issue na po itong PhilHealth. Sana hindi kayo na zero ngayon. Ang sakit dito, nawalis na yung excess funds ninyo dahil rin po sa inyo na nagkaroon kayo ng excess funds. Kung ginamit nyo noong una, in the start of the year pa lang, umpisa pa lang po ng taon, pinlano nyo na lang maayos, ito, expand benefit packages, increase case rates, ito, dagdag natin yung, kung ano yung pinlano nyo ngayon, sana pinlano nyo na noon, wala kayong excess funds, wala kayong ganong kalaking reserve fund, sundin nyo lang yung mandated by law. Kung sabi nga ng Department of Finance, kailangan nyo magkaroon ng reserve fund of 140 billion a year, another 140, kung 280 yung kailangan yung i-reserve fund, yung 220 ninyo, nagamit na sana sa mga pasyente. Pati yung excess funds na kinuha ng National Treasury, nagamit na rin po sa mga pasyente. Isipin nyo, 220 plus yung kinuha ng National Treasury na 60 o na hold lang yung 89. So more than 200 billion sana ang napakinabangan ng Pilipino kung inagahan nyo lang po.
Mr. Chair.
Sige, sagutin mo.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Just want to mention, Mr. Chair, that when we implemented the 30% almost across the board increase, the initial 30%, that was done po last February 14. So this 50% now we added was just a few nights ago. But last February 14 po namin implement yung
Kailan kinuha ng National Treasury yung 89.9?
89.9.
When was that?
I think it was April of this
Eh
year.
kung tinaasan nyo, sinabay nyo nung Pebrero yung sinasabi mong 30%, kung tinaasan mo na ng 80%, nakinabang pa ang Pilipino, nakinabang pa yung mga mahirap, hindi pa na naging excess fund, hindi na walis.
Yes po.
Nung na-discover na meron kayong excess funds, doon nakita na meron kayong reserve fund.
Yes po.
Doon nagka-problema.
Yes po.
Attorney Eli.
Mr. Chairperson, to be fair to our President and Chief Executive Officer Emmanuel Ledesma Jr., Mr. Chairperson, it was only during his term that the case rates was enhanced, improved, and before his term, Mr. Chairperson, honorable members of the committee, the case rates was not even touched. During the previous administration.
Bakit po? Bakit po? Ikaw,
For-
matagal ka na dyan.
Yes, Mr. President.
You were there even before the appointment of President Ledesma. Bakit hindi nyo naisipan noon? I'm addressing it not only to Mr. Ledesma, but to PhilHealth. Sabi mo, panahon lang niya. Ba't hindi nyo, kung naisipan yung itaas nung February, ba't hindi nyo from 30%? Kahit na tinaasan nyo ng 30%, yung kinaltas ka dun sa buntis na yung mag-asawa na pulis, yung kinuha lang sa kanila, 20,000 lang po nakaltas. Kung inagahan nyo, baka at par na po dun sa kanyang contribution, kahit na tabla man lang sila, hindi sila nalugi. Lugi pa rin sila eh. Hindi po, tandaan ninyo ang PhilHealth, hindi po negosyo yan. Para sa health po yan. Kaya nga tayo membro ng PhilHealth, kaya tayo may Universal Healthcare Law, para makinabang yung mga pasyente at hindi sila matakot. And yet, we are still very far from full implementation of the Universal Healthcare Law. Sangayon po ako kay Senator JB, mag-oversight tayo. Ito, parang oversight na rin itong ginagawa natin eh. To update people. To update you na gawin nyo po ang inyong trabaho. Kung inagahan nyo na po, edi wala kayong excess funds. Wala kayong reserve fund na ganun kalaki. Sundin nyo lang yung batas. Kailangan nyo mag-reserve fund. Kailangan talaga. O 140 ng bawat taon, di 280. Hindi ganun kalaki na 500 billion. Tapos may excess funds pa kayo na winalis. Hindi sana magkakaganito kung inagahan nyo lang po. Kung sinabi nyo sa panahon ni Mr. Ledesma yan, sana ginawa nyo noon pa. Even before. Prior sa panahon po ni President Ledesma, hindi sana magkakaganito. Ang hirap kasi rito, natutulog po inyong pondo. Tapos, membro po tayo, ang Pilipino po, membro po ng PhilHealth. Yung i-konsulta ninyo, magtanong kayo sa Pilipino. Kukunti lang po nakakaalam ng i-konsulta sa ngayon. Ilan lang po ang nag-avail ng i-konsulta. Pakita nyo yung record ninyo. Ilan po nakapag-avail ng i-konsulta. Out of 115 million Filipinos na membro po ng PhilHealth, ilan lang po nakakaalam ng e-consulta program ninyo. Salamat, tinaasan nyo from 500 to 1,007. Tama naman, taasan nyo pa. Pero ilan po ang nakakaalam? Napaka-unfair naman po sa Pilipino na nagko-contribute yung iba sa atin, tapos hindi naman napapakinabangan. Ulitin ko, hindi ang PhilHealth, hindi po negosyo yan. Hindi po kayo nandiyan dyan para kumita yung PhilHealth. Andiyan dyan yung PhilHealth to ensure makampante yung pasyente. Hindi matakot magpa-hospital yung pasyente. At kampante silang magpa-hospital at tutulungan sila ng PhilHealth at ng gobyerno. Tandaan nyo, isang beses lang tayo dadaan sa mundong ito.
Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, in line with your issue, yung pong participation, kasi yan, I think yun yung pinupunterya ng ating chairman. ano pa ba ang dapat gawin, kailangan, aside from yung case rates na sinabi nyo, in-adjust nyo na ngayon? So do you, siguro si Mr. Ledesma or Mr. Attorney Santos can answer. Halimbawa ho, may na-ospital, 100,000 ang babayarin. Para sa mga ordinaryong may hirap, napakabigat niyan. Kaya nga natin pinasa to para nga hindi na lalapit sa politiko, sa PCSO, sa PAGCOR at kung saan-saan. Ngayon, sinasagot 8,000, 7,000, 100,000. Eh, ano po ang kailangan gawin para ho, kahit papano maramdaman, kahit papano malaki-laki ang kanilang ang sasagutin na PhilHealth para at least masarap, di siya magiging magaan yun eh. Di ba? Kung sinagot man lang nun sa 20 pulis sa buntis, kalahati nung billing, ang sarap ng pakiramdam sana nun. Ano ba ang kailangan gawin? Sige, Mr. Ledesma or Attorney Santos?
Ito, singit
you.
ko na lang. Gusto kong dagdagan ito Masyadong umaasa yung mga kababayan natin nagmamakaawa na tuloy sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno. Sabi ko nga, hindi po, ang PhilHealth, hindi po ito business enterprise. Dapat po please spend and expand programs para sa social health expenditures natin. Gamitin niyo po yung pondo for social health expenditures para hindi na sila masyadong umasa sa MAIPIP, dito sa tulong ng iba't ibang ahensya. Isipin niyo na lang po, for example, kung tumaas ang inyong counterpart ng PhilHealth pag na-admit tayo, hindi na nila kailangan lumapit magmamakaawa sa PCSO, sa DOH, sa DSWD, sa politiko, para humingi ng tulong. Kasi kayo na mismo, nag-insure na meron silang matatanggap na sapat na benepisyo sa health. Yun lang naman po pakiusap natin. Planuhin nyo po parati na ito, in compliance with the law, pasok kayo doon sa reserve fund ninyo, mandated naman ng UHC na may reserve fund kayo. Tapos yung syntax law, maglalaan ng pondo. Alam nyo, yung syntax law, inilaan po yan. 2023, naka-earmark yan para ilagay dapat sa PhilHealth. Ngayon, na-zero kayo. So, ang gawin ninyo, planuhin ninyo sa susunod na taon na in compliance with the law, simple, common sense lang po yan, sir. Planuhin ninyo in compliance with the law na meron kayong reserve fund, tas ito, gamitin nyo sa mga mahirap. Mas malaking tulong pa yon sa mga pasyente na hindi na nila kailangan magmamakaawa sa DOH, DSWD, PCSO dahil malaki na ang coverage ng PhilHealth. Kayo yung pinakamaunang magko-cover na hindi na nila kailangan humingi ng tulong. Kaya nga tayo may UHC law. Hindi tayo magkakaganito kung pinlano nyo na po ng maaga ng PhilHealth. Wala kayong excess funds, wala kayong ganong ballooning reserve fund.
May I respond, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Your Honors, for your valuable inputs and comments. No, I'll address the query, and then CEO Attorney Eli, I think, wants to add some issues. No, first of all, we will submit to this honorable committee. We already put together, Your Honors, a benefit plan for 3 years. So, we've done some benefit enhancements this year. Pero tuloy-tuloy na po ito, no? Nakalatag na yan for the next 2 years, for the next 3 years, no? We will submit that to this committee para makita niyo po yung mga plano namin on the benefits enhancements, no? Aside from that, to answer the question of Honorable Senator Joseph Ejercito, no? Aside from that, we are also looking at aggressively expanding our accredited facilities to make it easier for the people, no? And then in line with that, we are also pushing very hard on improving our road to full digitalization, no? With that also, we have a lot of updates to this honorable committee we can also share with you, no? Marami na kaming headwinds, no? We've had successful biddings and we're really moving forward on the digitalization aspect, no? That will also make it much easier and much more efficient, no? Lastly, before I pass it on to CEO Eli, regarding the Consulta program po, we strongly agree with you po that prevention, no, primary care is really more important. So, although we still have a long way to go po, the ones familiar now, ang registered number, ang latest count is a little less than 30 million po, no. Pero again, we agree that is way too short, no, way too small, and we are planning to do a lot of aggressive marketing and aggressive information.
Sorry to cut you, no, Mr. Chair, with your indulgence. Doon po sa Consulta package and other benefit packages of PhilHealth for that matter. Actually, maganda yung benefit packages natin eh. Nag-level up yan. Hindi alam ng, pero ang problema, bakit hindi alam ng taong bayan? Bakit tayo nagkulang sa information drive? No? For example, Mr. Chair, yung kidney transplant may 600,000. Yung pong open heart surgery may 500,000 silang nakukuha. Breast cancer 150, 200,000, di ba? Kung di ako nagkakamali. Pero ang tanong lang, Mr. Chair, kahit na ganun ng packages, madalas ang sinasagot ng PhilHealth maliit pa rin eh. Bakit ganun? Yung participation. Tapos ang lagi sasabihin, nung minsan may confront ako doon sa Cardinal, may na hospital na leader namin sa San Juan, milyon yung kanilang, gano'n din, milyon yung kanilang babayarin, sagot ng PhilHealth, nasa 8 to 10,000. Ba't kailangan tipirin? Di ba? Di ba dapat, on the onset, Mr. Chair, kung alam nyo naman naririnig na ganun, ang laki ng billing ng ating mga kababayan, tapos bakit kailangan natin tipirin? Tama si Senator Bongo, hindi tayo private corporation na kinakailangan malaki ang profits, malaki ang margin, malaki ang excess funds at the end of the year. So yun lang po siguro ang mga dapat natin sagutin na Mr. Ledesma. Saan tayo nagkulang? Saan tayo nagkamali? Bakit po maliit ang sinasagot natin when in fact our aim really is to lower the out-of-pocket expense. Eh kung million po ang kanilang babayarin tapos 8,000, 10,000 lang ang ating sasagutin, eh di hindi tayo nakatulong, hindi it did even make a dent on our aim of lowering the out-of-pocket expense of every Filipino. Yan naman po na ang talagang intention ng UHC. Yun po, bakit ho, alam nyo na po, siguro nakakarating sa inyo na gano'n yung malalaking hospital bills, bakit ito tipid na tipid? Sinasabi nyo case rates, how come it took so long? For PhilHealth, sabihin na natin, DOH, ATAC, lahat po ng health agencies concerned for you to act to improve on the participation. Importante, Mr. Chair, yung participation eh. Sige po.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ejercito, Mr. Chair. I will ask, with your permission, CO Eli to elaborate on the participation fee part, no? Bakit, paano yung increase niya, no? To explain further. Before that, I just want to highlight that we hear you loud and clear, Honorable Senator Ejercito, with regards to the information dissemination, no? In fact, from the...
Let me interrupt as chairman. Ulitin ko lang po, maraming nasa bundok sa bukid na hindi alam ang itong konsulta package. Alam nyo bakit? Hindi nila alam saan sila lalapit. Ang layo ng opisina ng PhilHealth, ang layo ng mga ospital. Let me repeat and remind you, marami pong mga super health centers o health centers ang ating DOH na pwedeng mag-tie up kayo. Doon nila makikita yung mas mabilis konsulta program ng nandiyo na yung check-up. Binibigay nyo naman yung pondo through LGU para sa konsulta. Paigtingin nyo lang po ang inyong information dissemination at coordination with DOH and LGU po. Marami pong super health center na tinatayo ang DOH sa ngayon. Nasa bundok yun, yung iba nasa island. Halimbawa na lang po, Tingloy, Batangas. Paano makapag-enroll sa konsulta package yung mga Batanggenyo doon sa Tingloy? Island yun, 1 hour away. Meron silang super health center. Ipa-accredit yung super health center. With that, yung mga nando doon around the town, makaka-enroll po sila. yung inyong less than 10% na enrollees dyan sa konsulta package ninyo, mas madodoble yan. Sipin nyo, less than 10% pa lang ang inyong nakaka-avail out of 115 million Filipinos. Yun o, ito. Ito, Sec Herbosa, ayan po. Tinglo yan, no? Meron kayong super health center dyan. Batangas, island po yan. Paano sila makaka-enroll dyan kung hindi sila nakakaalam? Pwede ipa-accredit nyo yan. O, bigyan nyo ng gamot. O, yun yung dental services ninyo. Kikita pa yung LGU dahil sa inyong konsulta package. Makaka-operate pa sila. So, information dissemination, please.
Thank you for that, Senator. Actually, after hearing that from you, Your Honor, I will just coordinate with Secretary Herbosa on how we can fully utilize the different health centers. Also, Your Honor, I just want to add, no, I'm actually glad Honorable Ejercito mentioned it. Even in our hearing yesterday in Congress po, no, they were all highlighting, sinasabi po nila na ang daming ginagawang increase ng benefit packages ng PhilHealth, pero kung hindi rin nakakaalam ng mga tao, sayang lang, no? So in line with that, we are also coordinating with PCO, and Congress is also helping us to successfully and fully disseminate all of this information. But Your Honors, you are both correct when you say that kulang sa information dissemination ng PhilHealth, no? So we are focusing on that. And even we are getting inputs even from the board of directors to help us fully disseminate all of this info. No. Now, Your Honor, with your permission, if I can ask you, Eli, to discuss more on the participation part, no, and the.
Go ahead po.
Mr. Chairperson, my views, Mr. Chairperson, well, this is my personal view, is that what really drives the payment or the out-of-pocket payment of the patient, among other reasons, is the unregulated hospital charges and professional fees. That's why on our side, on PhilHealth side, the drive right now is to come up with policies that implement no co-payment as well as fixed co-payment. If we fix the co-payment, Mr. Chairperson, honorable members of the committee, the out-of-pocket, if any, of the patient, out-of-pocket payment is predictable on their part. They can expect it even before they're already admitted. So the direction right now, as ordered by our president, is to implement no co-payment. We are already doing that in government hospitals, and to implement no co-payment and fixed co-payment in the private facilities. We have already done that when we increase and enhance the hemodialysis package. There is no co-payment now, except as to additional services by the attending physician. So that's my personal view, Mr. Chairperson, honorable members of the committee.
Kumusta na po yung pag-repeal sa 24-hour confinement policy na kailangan magpa-admit ng 24 hours ang pasyente bago i-cover ng PhilHealth? Sana pambili na lang po ito ng medisina kaysa i-require sila na magpa-admit po sa ito yung isa sa mga commitment ninyo, di ba? Kaya nga po, sabi ko sa inyo, kung inagahan nyo lang po implement yung inyong mga commitments noon, not even your commitment dito sa committee ito, but napaaga yung implementation ninyo ng benefit packages, hindi nga sana kayo magkakaroon ng excess funds na napakalaki. Kumusta na yung 24-hour confinement policy na pinangako ninyo?
Mr. Chairperson, honorable members of the committee, I have no details right now, but I was informed, Mr. Chairperson, that this was already removed when the board, through the leadership of our beloved Secretary of Health, Secretary Herbosa, when the board approved the package for emergency and urgent care and interfacility ambulance transportation, Mr. Chairperson. We'll submit the details as to the coverage, Mr. Chairperson, but definitely the 24-hour limit before a patient can be covered by PhilHealth has already been removed. But as to the details, Mr. Chairperson, we'll submit our report to this committee. Mr. Chairperson, please.
Ito yung mga commitments ninyo. Pwede nyo bang basahin? At ito yung pinakiusap natin sa inyo. No? Salamat, tinanggal na ninyo itong single period of confinement policy last September 30. At before the approval of the budget ng DOH, ito yung ating hiningi sa inyo along with our secretary ng Department of Health. Kumusta na po ito? Ito, increase and adjust case rates. Ito na yung inaprubahan ninyo.
Yes, Mr.
Kahapon,
Chairperson.
di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chairperson.
Kaya ngayon tanong ko kay kay President Ledesma kanina, yung inaprubahan ninyo kahapon na mga increases ay kung ginawa ninyo earlier, wala sana kayong excess funds at saka reserve funds.
Mr.
So,
Chair.
paki-isa-isa lang po nito, kindly. Mabasa nyo ba?
Mr. Chair, I'll ask CEO to do it. But very, very quickly, Mr. Chair, with your permission, no, I'd like to state, in general, almost all the requests of your kind self were approved, no, and within the promised time frame. I just want to inform this committee that I want to personally
Hindi
thank.
ko po request personally yan. Request po ng lahat ng mga health advocates po yan.
So,
Dahil yan po ang nakikita nila na isa sa mga problema natin. Yung heart diseases, diabetes, yung etong yung dialysis natin, pagpapadialysis, respiratory diseases, hypertensive disease. Gusto ko lang pong makahingi ng update sa inyo tungkol dito sa inyong commitment kung matutupad nyo ba ito boy promise to boy tupad.
yes, Mr. Chair. Before COO will isa-isahin po natin yan. I just want to take this opportunity, Mr. Chair, just to mention to this honorable committee na lahat po ng request ng health advocates and the senators na approve po naming lahat with the help. Talagang minadali namin, tinanabuho namin with the help of our chairman of the board, si Secretary Herbosa. No? He was very supportive. Talagang inano namin, talagang super rush to lahat po. And we wouldn't have done it without the full support of DOH Secretary Herbosa. So I'd want to thank Chairman Herbosa, no, for all of the support. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Salamat. Pag nagtrabaho ang DOH at ang PhilHealth, sabay, kaya nyong gawin yan. Kaya nyong gawin. You can do it pag talaga nagtulungan kayo.
I agree.
Isipin nyo lang parati yung kapakanan ng pasyente. Yun lang ang habang nagtatrabaho tayo, isipin natin yung mga mahirap.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Isa-isayin na natin, Mr. Chair po.
Sige po.
COO, can you?
Mr. Chairperson, if I may. Mr. Chairperson, under the first commitment, increase in the benefit packages for the top 10 mortality diseases in the Philippines, such as heart diseases, diabetes, respiratory diseases, and hypertensive disease. In general, we have already complied with this, Mr. Chairperson, through the consulta as well as through individual benefit packages, Mr. Chairperson. For the second item, increase and adjust case rates by up to 50% across the board by November 30, 2024. We have already accomplished this, Mr. Chairperson. Thank you very much. And the third is expand and improve benefit packages, including dental benefit packages. We have already done this, Mr. Chairperson, through the initiative of our Undersecretary Chong, Mr. Chairperson. The outpatient drug benefit package, we already have this, Mr. Chairperson, and we have already enhanced the mental health benefit package. We now have the coverage for optometric services and devices, as announced earlier by our President and Chief Executive Officer. We also have coverage for assistive devices, such as wheelchairs, including coverage for emergency outpatient services. We have also, this particular item, Mr. Chairperson, inclusion of diagnostic tests, such as CT scan, PET, MRI, and angiogram. We are still studying it. to be covered under the consulta. So this is under study, Mr. Chairperson. So for the coverage of chemotherapy sessions, we have already improved and enhanced the Z packages for this. The second to the last item is repeal of anti-poor policies such as a 24 hours confinement policy, which prevents the coverage of emergency outpatient services for patients not needing facility admission. We have already removed this through the expanded coverage for emergency and urgent care package. And the last item, suspension of PhilHealth premium contribution increase, which was implemented in 2024 in support of Senate Bill 2620, which was passed on the third reading in the Senate. We, as stated earlier by our President and CEO, we fully support the Senate Bill 2620, and we support the move to suspend the premium increase for 2025, Mr. Chairperson. It's just that we need to complete the study as well as the proposal for the approval of the PhilHealth Board. Mr. Chairperson, thank you very much.
Paki-submit lang po ng kindly submit the corresponding guidelines for each commitment, no? And please update us. Paki-update lang po sa committee ito kung ano na hong nangyari diyan sa mga commitments ninyo.
Yes, Mr. Chairperson. We'll submit a formal report, Mr. Chairperson.